Here a little bit first. If you didn't catch my other video about the franchise mode that I got going on here, I got two franchises going on. One of them is just it's a regular, like it's the year 2016. I'm a big Red Sox fan, so I'm playing as the Red Sox and going through their year. So that's one thing I got going on. But the other thing I found this about a week ago. It was Monday night, the night before 16 came out, and I was playing 15 one last time just for shits and giggles, and I came across in the roster vault section, somebody made a file that you could download, have it on your own hard drive, of the 2004 MLB roster. Like, so as you can see here, like the starting pitcher for my game today is Derek Lowe. Take a look at the rosters here. It's the roster. Every team, he went through and made everybody that wasn't already in the game. Guys like Pedro Martinez, Kurt Schilling, Manny Ramirez. He made everybody that isn't already in the game, and then he took guys like David Ortiz, who's already in the game, and edited his stats to match the 2004 season, and then put everyone on their respective teams. So like the Red Sox have Pedro, Schilling, Manny, Ortiz, Damon. The Yankees have Jeter, Rivera, A-Rod, Sheffield. See now, and it's spot on for all 30 teams. Almost spot on, I should say. The only difference here is some of the teams have a few players from other seasons. So, for example, like you can see the Red Sox have Daisuke Matsuzaka, Jonathan Papelbon, and if you scroll a little bit further down, they have Hideki Okajima somewhere in there too, I think. You know, so it's not 100% accurate, but it's not like it's, you know, way out of hand. Like, it's ridiculous too, the fact that you have to go through, and I don't know if there's a generator for this or something like that, but just the fact that this was there really caught my attention, because the 04 season is probably one of my favorite, because this is the year I got into baseball, and on top of that, you know, the Red Sox won the World Series that year, so it was like a great way for me to get into baseball. So all 30 teams are here, mostly in their 04 form. You know, I got my lineup set, you know, Damon, Cabrera, Ortiz, Manny. Little change I have to make here. I don't know why Bill Miller is starting at second. He's going to start at third, and then Bellhorn's my starting second baseman. Let's see, Manny, Veritek, Millar, Nixon, Miller, Bellhorn. I'm just going to fix this up quick. I thought I did this the other day, but I guess not. But yeah, and this is part one, but I did do 2 games prior into the season. So the other thing too is I downloaded the file on 15, started the franchise on 15, because obviously the second I saw it I got excited and wanted to play. But since I started it in 15's franchise and then did the carryover feature into 16 that they have now, the schedule, that's the one thing you can't obviously have either, is the 04 schedule. So it's not the 16 schedule, since I didn't start it on the 16 game. I started it on 15. So that is one thing that's a little off in comparison to at least this year. But it's nice because then the schedule won't match what they're doing this year. So whereas this year the Red Sox are opening against the Indians in Cleveland, in this game, in the game type that I've got going, they're opening in Philadelphia like they did last season in 2015. So, wrong button. So, that's another small issue too, is because he had to make all of these people, he can give them their ages. So like Millar, where's the age? He's 35 that season, whereas, you know, guys like Veritek 33, but just because they're that old doesn't make them as experienced as they are, so they're all technically rookies for the most part, except for a guy like Ortiz who was actually in the game, so you can't edit his age. So that's one thing that's going to suck, is he'll probably retire at the end of the year. But, you know, at least we're going to get one full actual season out of this. And then, depending on how far I go with it, can go, you know, years with all of these guys still in the majors, and then end up being in there for a while. Like, even if they're a rookie, they might stick around if they do good. Like, I know some guys stick around till they're 40, so, you know, it's not like their age is high, but since they're having good seasons, they'll stay around for like 1 more or 2 more years. So Ortiz might might stay around for one more year, I hope. Because that would be fun to have again. I'm just fixing this whole lineup mess that I thought I fixed the other day. I don't know why Kapler's going to start with Nixon either. I'm trying to try to make it as realistic as possible. Like, I know they didn't have Orlando Cabrera until the trade deadline, but you know, you can't really factor that in too much. So I'm trying to remember off the top of my head too, based off of what I remember from the season, and then MVP Baseball 05. Anyone that's ever played it will know that's one of, if not the best baseball game of all time. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head the lineup from that game. As far as I know, the lineup went, it went Damon, Edgar Renteria, that's the 05 season, the beginning of the 05 season though, so he's not going to be on the team here. Manny, Ortiz, Millar, or Veritek Millar, Nixon, Bill Miller, and then Bellhorn. So one thing I do like to follow suit to that because that's the first baseball game I had to, but you know, that's like my OCD kind of poking through a little here. One thing I am definitely going to change is the fact that I'm gonna have Ortiz bat third, Manny bat fourth. I feel like that's a little bit better suited there. You know, it protects Ortiz a little more there. It's like you can bring in a lefty to face Ortiz, but you got to do it with Manny behind him. Whereas it could be, you know, you face Manny first, and then you can bring the lefty after. So I'm trying to avoid that. So that'll be nice. Versus a lefty with no DH, I definitely don't want Ortiz starting. That's the one time Manny will bat third. And put Veritek in cleanup. Then Millar. Actually, no, Millar's got against lefties. Good contact. I'll put him at cleanup. Then Veritek. Nixon, Bill Miller, Mark Bellhorn. So that's all set. My rotation's set. One issue is that I have Papelbon on the main roster still, too. I am going to send him down. I was waiting on someone's waiver to clear, I think. I got to see. For relievers, I don't remember Byung-Hun Kim being on the main roster. I don't remember him being on the Red Sox that year at all, actually. I don't know. I might keep Papelbon there as much as I don't want to because of how inaccurate it would be. I know, like, I wouldn't use him, though. I would keep Keith Folk as my closer, regardless of the overall difference. Papelbon's age is realistic, too. So I'm going to save this quick. I thought I did the other day after doing the lineups, but I guess I didn't. Make sure I save over the right file. So, and then just for the record too, before anyone calls me out on anything, I'm not trying to, you know, play it on beginner and just absolutely kill every team, but I'm also not trying to play on a difficult level, you know, Hall of Fame or Legendary. I'm going to keep it at veteran to start out for hitting and pitching, and then from there, if it starts, you know, if I start winning like 15 games at a time, I'm going to bump it up to All-Star, maybe Hall of Fame at that point. But this is more of just like a for fun type of thing, not really like keeping it realistic. Because, you know, it's 12 years ago, not exactly realistic. But, so yeah, so that's there. And then I got to make sure, where are the sliders? I got to find that, make sure I didn't accidentally mess with that. Sliders. Yep, I'm keeping all the sliders right in the middle, so I'm not messing with that. It's just the overall difficulty I'm going to keep low for now. Well, on that note, and even then, I think I'm not going to keep it on veteran much longer, because I don't know if it was one good game or what, but I won the second game 9-2, 19 hits, and like Ortiz went 4 for 5. So that could have just like been a really good game for us, but I mean, to hold a team like Philadelphia, where they have Rollins, Abreu, Tomei, Utley, Burrell, Victorino before he started to fall off, to 2 runs and only 5 hits. I mean, I know that's Pedro on the mound, but still, like, Schilling, I won 8-1 with that, so let me take a look at the stats for that. 8-1, 9 hits. How many home runs did I hit that game? 4. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep it there for now. Probably do another, finish up the Philadelphia series, and then do the New York series. That way, I get each starter at least a start, and then if come the end of the series with Washington at Fenway, I haven't lost, or like I'm not doing any sort of difficult. Like I'm not having any sort of problems. I'm winning 5-1, 6-1, shutting people out, stuff like that. Then I'll bump it up. But we'll go through it like this for now, just to get our feet wet a little here and show you what this is about. So, thanks for sticking around for my babbling. It's game time now, though. Game 3 of the series against Philadelphia. Oh, one thing I definitely got to pay attention to is the time of the game. It's a night game, okay. I might even, I don't know if you can, I feel like you can, but I might pop up on other teams randomly here or there to play one of their games. Like I might play a game as the White Sox once, or the Astros, just for the sake of it, but... So we'll get this game going here. We got Derek Lowe going on the mound today for us against Brett Myers for the Phillies. Got the lineup all set there. We got a righty on the mound with no DH. So we'll get going. So we're 2-0 against the 0-2 Phillies. You can get a little preview there. What's going on? The only two things we can scroll through. Yeah, you can scroll through things now in the loading screen, different stats. These are the only two it's giving us right now since we're in franchise and it's beginning of the year. And like Road to the Show, you can see like your career stats, your stats versus the team you're facing, league leaders, and all that other stuff.
Time for baseball from the bank, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Game number 3 of this new season between the Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies. Which of these two will prevail? Next on the show.
So let's see. Yeah, and most of their looks are as spot on as you can get with the options.
From the state of Texas is the man
so,
on the mound here.
Like Johnny Damon, obviously that's not, you're not going to be like, oh, that's definitely Johnny Damon, but like, he does have his stance. They have a lot of the old stances in the game.
He's going to have to be able to contain all that.
Oh, that was a bad one. Horrible.
It's going to be tough to do. And that may be his biggest challenge all game long.
Not the greatest at bat thus far as he misses that pitch in the dirt and falls behind 0-2 now. You get that feeling.
That's another thing too, is with all these guys from 12 years ago, whether they're still in the game and just put back in their prime, or had to be made completely and then had stats adjusted to accordingly, you're not used to what they throw or how they pitch.
Hit hard to short.
Whereas, like, for the most part, I mean, if you're playing a game in 2016 and someone brings in Aroldis Chapman, you're going to get some triple-digit fastballs.
Well, what's new?
Whereas with this, I'm facing a guy who I didn't really pay attention to 12 years ago. I'm not going to know what he's got. So he's going to be able to fool me a little here.
100 runs on the year. His teammates deserve some of the credit for giving him those
nice one-out base hit for Cabrera there.
He was
I'm a big, if it's in the strike zone, I'm swinging type of player. So there'll be times where it'll be the 5th inning and the opposing pitcher's pitch count might be in the 30s or 40s. If it's in the strike zone, I'm gonna swing. My batter's eye, or I don't know what the best way to put it would be, or like just, but like my plate vision, that's what I'm looking for, isn't the best, as you can see. Off-speed pitch started outside of the zone, stayed outside of the zone, but
maybe you see a
still
little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the
slide
runner
stepping
right
a lot
now.
there.
We'll see who wins this duel.
Calling for it, Burrell.
And I'm not the best on the base pass either, right? To me, it's like, okay, I got a guy at first. I'm going to try and hit him in.
Let's take a look at how
I'm not going to try and have him steal second.
It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
So you got a guy like, say, Mookie Betts, in my 16 franchise. If he gets on first, he's not going to end up having, ooh, crush that. See you later. Take a 2-0 lead in the first. That's a big shot from Manny. Second of the year. Myers not happy by that, understandably so.
So a 2-run shot to left center, and that gives the Red Sox a 2-0 lead.
Brett Myers sounds very familiar. 428 feet, nice. I feel like he's definitely still in the league now. I feel like I keep thinking he pitches for the Dodgers for some reason.
Throw that pitch right
there. But Yeah, there's
That swing
Manny.
tells a story
Still
right
got his
there.
old
I mean,
home run
he got
celebration.
all of that one.
As
Remember,
Manny as ever.
he homered in yesterday's ball game
I'm really
too,
tempted
so
to do stuff like
riding a
that to
pretty good
Hanley
hot
because
streak
he's
these
pretty
past
much
couple
Manny
of days.
2.0, but you got Jason Varitek batting cleanup. Decent power against righties.
Standing in now, Jason Varitek.
Not the best contact, but
As he'll take a look at ball one.
I feel like hitting-wise, Varitek was a little
428, the
underrated.
official
Not
estimate
saying
on
that he was
last
one of the
home run.
greatest, but definitely didn't get as much credit as he deserved.
And he won't
I
bite
don't know
at
if that's
that
just
one
because he was
either.
my
It's
catcher, so I
2-0.
saw him more than others.
He's
But
looked at two
it's
close
getting dark
pitches.
out.
You get
Got
the
a
feeling
thunderstorm
that
rolling through.
this is the calm before the storm. I think he'll
See, other
unload on this
times
one
I
if this thing
can,
is
you know,
anywhere
3
near
straight
the zone.
pitches, well, 2 of those were right on the black almost, and I just let them go.
Lifted the
So there are
other way
times
to
where
left
I
center.
can, you know, dragging at bat out 9 pitches,
And
and
Victorino
sit
will
on
make the
balls
catch,
and all
and
that
the inning is
stuff.
over. Well, the Red Sox strike for 2 on the
Nice
two-run homer.
inning-ending replay there.
Bottom of the first coming up. It's
I got some bipolar-ass weather where I am
Derek
too.
Lowe
You got Derek
gets
rolling
the
around.
ball in game
I'm
3
in
of the
I'm in
series.
Massachusetts,
What do you have
nearly
for
on
us
the
on
New
it,
York
BK?
border.
Well, guys,
To put it in
remember,
perspective, I put
this
on
starting
jeans
pitcher,
today for when
he's
I
a
went to
rookie,
class,
so we'll see how he handles his nerves. in
and
this
that was a big mistake. It was about 70 today. You know, it is April 1st, and it
Ready
was
to go
70
now in the home
degrees.
half of inning
Now we got a
number
good
1 as
chance of a
shortstop
thunderstorm
Jimmy
to roll
Rollins
through.
makes his way
And I'm looking
toward
at
the
the
box.
forecast for the next couple of days. Snow on Sunday, snow on Monday, snow on. This is what I don't get, and I'm not kidding. It says right here, it's got a little snowflake emoji. Snow on Thursday with a high of 55.
And here's a
So it'll be 55 degrees and snow. I've never seen that before. I don't think that works like that, but
entering play here tonight. They come in
just me.
feeling good as they're 2-0
Try
to
to
start
sinker.
the new year.
And whatever they've done in the first 2 games of this series, they're going to want to bottle it. They have absolutely crushed the baseball here on their way to 2 blowout victories.
I feel like there was
Protecting
someone
on
else the
0-2,
Sox
so
had in
we'll
their
do it
rotation
again.
too back then. I know they had Schilling and
And here's a swing and
Schilling,
a miss by Rollins.
Wakefield,
He's set down on
and
strikes
Arroyo.
for the first out. And with strike 3 recorded
And
there,
Arroyo
he's
would
notched his first career
occasionally
punch
be in the
out. You
bullpen,
can bet
but-
his club is hoping for a lot more of that going forward.
Well, if he can become
Again, I have better
strikeout
recollection
pitcher,
of MVP
you have to
baseball
figure
05
his
than I do
career is
the
gonna
04
be a solid
season.
one.
So like
Many
all I
of
can
the
picture for a
best
Sox
pitchers at
rotation
this
is
level
Schilling and David
have at
Wells.
least one
I love
put
David
away
Wells
pitch
because
that
of
they
his
can go
curveball
to
in
in
that
tough
game.
situations. So we'll see if he becomes one of those guys as his career goes along.
Ooh, gap shot.
Swinging a liner toward the gap in left center.
And you'll get to
that's
see
into
here,
the outfield for a one-out
Damon's
base
arm,
hit.
not the best. Just like it should be.
Bobby
Something I always hated about
Abreu
that bum.
takes his first shot now with a man at first.
And of course when his ass went to New
single.
York, he was a
And that misses
bitch.
inside 1-0. That one will
Like
get out
that
of
first
play,
year when
and
he
the count
went to
evens
New
up
York
at
was
1-1.
awful.
Ooh, he
After
pulls
that,
the
it was
string
not
on the
bad.
circle change, 1-2.
And Ellsbury going to New York wasn't as bad because Ellsbury, he peaked. He had what? Ooh, nice strikeout there too. Ellsbury peaked in what 2011. Had like a 30 home run year, which is very odd, but
A moment now to check out the hometown Phil's starting lineup. Eric, who should we keep
Jim
an eye on?
Thome's.
Well, Matt, keep an eye on that number 2 spot. He
Oh,
works
you know what
hard
I'll
in
do?
his craft, and he
I
really
don't know why I didn't think of this earlier.
him at the plate.
Put it on dynamic. I gotta do it for my pitching too. So that way, if I'm having a bad game, it'll drop down a little bit to help me out a little, but it'll
0-1, here he
go
comes.
up if I'm starting to dominate too much.
Chop foul
Stay nice
right
and
at home
balanced.
plate. A pause and the 0-2. Oh,
Ooh.
high, deep.
I saw that. I hate that. I hate off-speed pitches. I don't like throwing them.
Long home run.
Like for me, it's mostly hard stuff. I feel like you have a good fastball, that's all I'm gonna use because it'll blow up by guys. It's always gonna be hard to hit 97. But if you're throwing 89, I mean, yeah, you can catch a guy off balance, but it's not always gonna be hard to hit 89. So I kind of saw that coming. And go figure too. The first first pitch I throw after switching to dynamic.
And he pays for it. Just an enormous mistake, and now he's so upset with
So
himself.
tied it too.
The second baseman
But see, that's something Derek Lowe.
Swing and miss at a first pitch
He
slider
was
at
pretty
strike
good
one.
for us, but he wasn't the best. He wasn't Kurt Schilling or Pedro Martinez.
That's in there, and he's deep
So-
in the hole now, 0-2.
To give up a 2-run shot to a big power hitter like Tomei, that's not unusual.
Three called, and the inning is over.
What a good strikeout to bounce back there.
But the fighting strike for a pair, both coming up.
I like closer games too. It adds more drama, gives you more reason to keep going.
Score tied 2-2.
You know, if you're up 8-1, it's like, I kind of want to just sim, but
Curveball, and that misses in the
slow
third
breaking
for
ball.
ball one. Oh, that one got the pitcher. But he is
one thing I wish we saw
as he
more
gets
of,
the out at first.
I noticed it in
One away
15.
now. And time now to see quite where
There'd be
that got him.
a lot
And
of
it appeared
circumstances
from
like
up here
that
at
where
least, and his actions
you'd hit a
on
line
the
drive,
field
it'd hit the guy on the
confirm
mound.
it. It looked like it
Square,
got him
like,
on his drive
you know, hit
leg,
speed was
which could
96.
be
You're getting hit by a
problematic,
96
of
mile an
course, for
hour
him.
hit
But from the
by
way
a
he's tried to
ball.
walk it off, I think he's going to try to
You're going to stay in the
continue.
game.
Big swing, and this one's launched to
Ooh,
right field
just
and
foul.
deep. And they're going to
Didn't
call
review,
this
but it's
a
already
home
foul.
run.
But yeah, when a guy would get hit on the mound,
The
they would,
0-1.
you know, walk it off in 2 seconds and then
Chop fouled
get
over
right back to
towards the
pitching.
coaching
I wish
box.
more often, like, if you're going to have that situation happen a lot where there's liners that hit the pitcher on the mound so often, then more often it should be where they
Chop
come out of
foul
the
at the
game
plate,
because
and he
they're
stays
hurt. Like,
alive,
not even
still
like,
0-2.
oh, he's hurt and he can't pitch for 3 weeks, but like, just bring him out of the game, he'll be fine the next day, just, you know, he can't pitch. Or at least, like, have a few
This
different
is hit the other
animations
way out
and
toward left field.
take a little bit
Burrow
longer sometimes to
shading
walk
to
it
his
off.
right.
Obviously, you can skip right over it,
And
but
that's the second out of the inning.
that's me. He petted on the mound for Houston.
Mark Bellhorn will stand in. He too had 3 hits in the win last
My
night.
goal, I was talking about pitch count earlier
Into
for
the
when I'm
windup
hitting.
and the pitch.
I set little goals for myself.
Oh, he looks like he's swinging a
If I
garden
can
hose out
at least
there as this is
maintain
cut on and missed for
an
strike
average of
one.
10 pitches per inning.
Much better here in the
So, you know,
second
like
inning.
right now he's
To
at
me,
20
he
in the
looked a little
second.
bit tentative early
Then I'm
on.
happy.
It's starting to look like he's finding the
Next
rhythm
inning
now.
rolls around, third inning rolls around. If I can get him up to 30, I'm happy. If I can get him up, all, you know, up above 40 by the end of the third, then I'm ecstatic.
It's sharply toward third.
Nice.
And that's in there. So perhaps some life here with 2 men
I don't
out.
know how I'm gonna handle trades
Settling in now, Derek Lowe.
because
He'll get to
I
take
want to
his
keep it as
first cuts
true to
here.
04 as I can. Hence why I don't have like Daisuke. I put him down in the minors. I don't have Okajima. I'm not
Pitch,
gonna
a
use.
fastball
Ooh,
off his glove and it bounds away.
thought about third for a minute, but like,
And you can forget about the double
so
play
I
now
mean,
as the
if I
runner
got a
moves up to
trade
second
offer,
base.
that's still realistic in the sense that like I
He's
didn't
ready.
like,
Here's
force
the
the trade or
0-1.
anything like that. I don't
And
have
he
forced
pumps
trades
the
on either, for that
fastball
matter.
by him
Obviously,
at
I don't do
94.
anything like
It's
that. If
0-2.
the trade's gonna happen, it's
Boy,
gotta
tough
happen
enough to be an
organically.
American League pitcher
But-
swinging the bat as it is. How about having to deal with pitches like that?
You know, say come July at the trade deadline, I'm getting an offer that says, hey, trade away Manny Ramirez and we'll give you 2 prospects and an ace or something like that.
0-2 count. Here's the pitch.
Like trade away one of your
And
aces,
that will end the
you know,
inning.
for another good bat because we really only have 2.
Pat Burrell strides into the box now.
I don't know
to
if
lead off the
I'll
home
accept that or
half of
not.
the
Like,
second
good trade or not,
And this
it'll
is
just
a
be
guy
hard
that can
because
make
I
a
want to
big
keep it
change in this game with
true to
one
04, see
swing
if
of
I
the
can
bat
win the
because
World
you know
Series
he
with these
has
guys
big
like they
bat
actually
power.
did.
Look out as this bat
I actually,
shatters
too, when
on
I
impact.
made the franchise
That ball was so
I did,
deep in his kitchen. That was the only thing he could do was
simulation
foul it off,
of the
break his
season
bat, and hope to
really
get a
quick,
better
just
pitch
like
on the
skip
next
through,
one.
see who would win. I think the
Can't quite
Yankees
get the low
won.
outside corner there. It's 1 and
I
2.
don't remember who they beat. I don't know if anyone else ever does that. I did that for the 16 franchise too, like the actual current day franchise I've got going on. And both times the Cubs were the World Series winners.
A little bouncer. That goes
So
foul,
sorry to you
so he
Giants
stays
fans that are
alive with
expecting
2
another
strikes.
even year
Looking for
win,
the
but
strikeout. Here's
it was
the
Cubs
1-2.
over the
Now
Royals,
a
and
swing and a
then
miss as
the
he
first
picks up
time, and then the
another
second time
one,
was the
making
Cubs over the
4
Yankees,
strikeouts already, and there's your first out.
which to me,
Striding into the
going over the
box,
Yankees
Mike
in the
Lieberthal,
World Series
as he'll
is
get
kind of,
his first
I don't think that'll
opportunity in this
happen.
one.
You know,
Skied
not
into
just saying that as a
straightaway right.
Boston fan, but I mean, don't get
Is there?
don't get me
Two
wrong too. Their 3 best players are all great
Shane
players. Like they're
Victorino
all
gets his
all
first
stars for
chance
sure.
here, looking to make something
But
happen
they're
with
all
2 gone in the bottom
back
of the
end
second.
bullpen guys.
And the 34-year-old
You know, you got
veteran looks
Betances,
at a
Miller,
called
and
strike. It's 0-1.
Chapman. Those guys are, you know,
Hit on the ground to short.
3 surefire 1, 2, 3 innings.
Throw on to Ortiz,
8
and
out of
that'll
10 times that
retire
they
the
come in.
side.
So if you
3
have a
up,
lead in the
3 down
7th,
for Philadelphia.
you go
2
Miller,
innings complete.
Betances,
Deuces are wild. It's 2-2.
Betances, Miller, Chapman, whichever order you want to do. And you're golden, but the issue is how do you got to get to that
Johnny
point
Damon
with an
will get a
offense
second
that's
shot now. He grounded
not
out to start
bad,
the
but
ball game.
not the best either. Like they won the wild card and then got beat by the
We'll see if
Astros.
he can do that same thing right here.
You
High and
got
tight
your
here to begin the inning. It's ball one.
Ellsbury, who's meh, Gardner, who's meh, A-Rod, who can still be a threat, but not like he used to be.
Swing and a liner.
Same thing goes for Teixeira.
Foul.
Same thing goes for Brian McCann, but McCann wasn't as big as a threat.
Here's the 1-1
And
delivery.
their starters. Their starters aren't bad, but
Grounded
again,
up the
it's like
first baseline.
they're not good.
And he'll take this to the bag.
A guy like Pineda, not
unassisted
bad.
for the
Nova,
first
not
out.
bad. But you gotta keep an eye on them.
Orlando Cabrera strides in after
So,
getting a base hit and
I don't
later
know.
scoring the first time around.
And then I haven't kept up much with it, but the whole
Behind on that one,
Sabathia
now behind
situation,
in the
the whole
count,
Chapman,
0-1.
even Chapman too. Chapman's got a situation going on. Isn't he suspended for 30
Into the
games? I
windup,
think.
here comes the 0-1.
So
Lofted in the
Oh,
air.
get down,
out
get
toward
down,
right
get down,
center.
get down.
Victorino. with a
Fuck.
chase,
Nice
lays
play by
out, and he's
Victorino.
got it. A great play for out number
that's
two.
the outfielder I wish we had.
Just an outstanding play out there by the outfielder, and the guy who
Nice
appreciates
full
it more
extension.
than anybody is the pitcher, because if that drops in, you're looking at some trouble.
Got to appreciate a pretty play like that, though.
Into the box now.
So I got him up
David
over 30
Ortiz.
here in the third. I'm happy.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air.
He's gonna
Victorino
get that one, too.
on the move. Makes
Victorino, the
catch,
flying
and
Hawaiian in
that'll
his
retire
prime
the
here.
side. Brett Myers will start things off here for the Phillies. Top of the order, Jimmy Rollins to follow. And he
So,
throws the
ooh,
fastball by
hitting
him here,
95 on the
0-1.
gun. Nice.
Now that he's fully loose out there, you can see he's getting a little more zip on that fastball.
So
than
the
he
thing
had
with
coming
me,
out of
you
the
know,
gate.
talking about the
Oh, and
Yankees
this
and all
at-bat is
their
quickly
okay
moving from
guys,
bad
you
to
look at the Red
worse.
Sox
It's
and it's like
0-2
we're kind of
now.
in the same situation
Too
almost.
high. 1-2.
Like
Ready
our
to
season
deliver
is
the
going to go
1-2.
one way or the other. We're not going to have an
Hot
okay
shot on the
season.
ground
There's
is
no way
short.
we have an okay season. We're either going to have a great season
And he's
or a horrible
retired here,
season.
one away.
There's no one between. Either Price is going to turn out like a lot of the other big signings that we've made in the
Back
past,
to
where
the
he
top
just
of the order now, and
sucks.
that'll bring in
You
the
know, like
former
he's not
MVP,
supposed to. I'm not saying he sucks, but I'm
Jimmy
saying
Rollins.
that's our luck.
And
All of a sudden he's going
looks
to turn
like
in.
got
He
the
went from
call
one of the
there on
best
pitch
aces in
inside.
the MLB
Nothing
to
in one.
he'd voted one of the
Rollins
worst.
swings and misses as he's
And
behind
then,
here,
you know,
nothing
Buckles
in
will get
two.
hurt, and then the rotation will go out of whack
And
again.
this is swung on and
Erod
missed. His
starting on the
fifth
DL.
strikeout already, and there are two
Porcello
gone in
is-
the inning.
You know, a shadow of
Polanco
his
strides
former
in after
self.
getting a base hit and later scoring the
And you look
first
at our
time
lineup, we
around.
got guys who,
Good bite to the slider, and he takes
or you know,
strike
and then
one.
too, also with the pitching quick too, you have David Price continue to
And a
be
sinker's in there for a
the
called
ace
strike,
that he
and
is.
forges ahead,
Buckles,
nothing
who's
in
always
two.
been a good
And you
number
kinda
two
get
or
the
number
sense
three
that he's not
guy. If
really
he stays
messing
healthy,
around out
can have
Threw it
another
right
great
past
2
him,
or
a
3
swing and a miss
seasons.
at the gas, and that ends the
And then you
inning.
got the young guys like Henry Owens or
Phillies down
Erod,
in
a
order.
little bit of
And
experience
after
can
three,
start
it
to shine
remains a
through, and then
2-2
Porcello could turn into what he used to be, and Joe Kelly can be a
Manny
solid
Ramirez
back-end guy.
is ready here as we begin
whatever.
the top of the fourth.
So there's hope
First
there.
pitch of the at-bat.
You look at the lineup.
This
I was
is
hoping to go
in the
yard
air
again.
out to right.
You look at the lineup, you got guys
Is
who
there.
had good, you know, breakthrough
And
years
that's the
last year
first
and
out
can
of the
either
inning.
continue to ride that momentum up, or they can
Well,
come crashing down
anytime
after
you
one,
can
you know,
retire
could have been a
this guy,
fluke year.
that's good.
Not that I hope
Anytime
that,
you
not
can
that
do
I'm
it leading
expecting
off an
that. I'm
inning,
expecting a
that's
great year.
great.
But like guys like
And anytime
Travis
you can
Shaw,
do it
the
on
mayor
one
of Ding
pitch,
Dong City, just got
that's a full
announced as the
trifecta right there.
Hit in the air
opening
out to
day
center
third
field.
baseman starter.
Victorino
Wow, that
waits on
sounded
it,
retarded the way I worded that, but
and he makes the catch for the
so
second out.
you know, a guy like Shaw could shine through and
Yeah,
hit
2 pitches,
30 home
2
runs.
outs here so far.
Mookie Betts
Offensively, that's
could,
not the
you know,
kind of inning
become one of the
you
best
want
players in the
a tie
MLB.
ball game.
I have a good feeling
You
that
need to
Betts
make him
and or
work at
Bogarts
least
will
a
finish in the
little
top 10
bit
for
out
MVP
there.
voting if they have a good year, if the Sox have a good year.
Nixon is in now as he watches a pitch for
And
ball
quote
one.
me on that too. Come September, if they're
Into
both
his windup,
batting
here comes the
200
1-0.
with 5 home runs each, a fuck ton of
Lifted the
errors,
other way out to
I'll
left
eat my
center.
words.
Victorino
But
is
if
there.
that
They
happens,
breeze
you heard it
through
here
this
first.
half
April
inning as
1st,
the
Mookie
side
Betts
is
and or Xander Bogaerts to finish top 10 for
Bobby
MVP
Abreu
in the AL.
set to lead us off in the home half of the
And again,
fourth
yeah,
inning.
and Bogarts, one of the best hitters
Started
against
to go
left-handed
around,
pitching
but it's
last year.
ruled strike one anyway.
He's only going to get better. And Hanley has apparently been
But
looking
he's really
good at
getting
first.
the better of him now. It's strike
I
two.
disagree.
Yeah, sometimes
I don't
you
think
give
that's a good
power
move. I
hitter like
think
this
we
a
should have.
fastball at eye level.
Derek Lowe's
You
getting
just can't
K's
help
everywhere.
yourself.
And he takes strike three called on the fastball.
Firing
One
darts.
gone.
What's that? It's a gold trophy. Strike out 3 batters on exactly 9 pitches. Oh, nice.
Here's the first pitch to him.
So we need to bite the bullet on either Hanley or Sandoval, and right now it's looking like Sandoval. We need to just eat out his contract and get rid of him. He can go back to being an all-star for all I care, but he was a bum for us, and he's not worth it. Hanley at least swings decent. Sandoval's been hitting good in spring training, but his attitude's in the wrong place. His weight is in the wrong place. Not that I'm fat-shaming or anything like that, but it is an issue that he needs to address.
And another foul ball.
And, you know, I'm glad he's starting on the bench. You know, maybe that'll be a wake-up call and he can go back to how he used to be. And if he does, then hopefully we can keep him. You know?
Chop foul over towards the dugout.
But he hasn't proved himself with us yet. And until he does, he's either going to have to go or he's going to have to do something about it.
And there as he registers his 8th punch-out. So the first 2 are retired here for Chase Utley.
Dynamic was supposed to, like,
into the seats,
prevent things like this. And they're just having a great game.
Here's the pitch.
Also, if you haven't caught on by now, the reason there's no meter, I play with the classic pitch and I don't use the meter. It's just a matter of holding the button down.
1-2 now.
The longer you hold it, the more break the pitch will have, but the less control you'll have.
We'll have to leave it
My
there.
God.
This is strike 3.
All right, I might have to do something about that because that's
Bill Mueller
getting out of hand with the strikeouts
start
too.
off the 5th in this one. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
God, it's that curveball. It's so hard to sit on.
Straighten that one out.
And it's coming at you in the low 70s. You just want to rip it.
That misses wide. One
You know
ball and one
I should probably
strike.
look into this a little here. See, it's tough. He's got 3 pitches in the low 80s. He's got 1 pitch in the low 70s, and he's got a fastball in the mid 90s. That fastball really can throw you off. Good God. Just got a Snapchat video from one of my coworkers, one of my friends at work. In a cooler, we have a ungodly amount of orange juice by the looks of it.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2.
But I guess it's that time of year. I don't know.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes.
Orange juice seasonal.
Pulled toward right center field.
Solid contact for something that looked like it was in on the
Sprinting
hands.
He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
That's the other thing. For the most part, too, it's nice to have so much pronunciation in this, or enunciation for both in this game, where like a guy like Mark Bellhorn, who's not in the game, will still get his name announced. Still have the announcers address him as such because they have so many options for names in this game. Ironically enough, though, of all the names, they didn't add Reed for a while. Actually, no, they did. They had it in from the start because of Reed Johnson, but they didn't have my last name. Not that my last name is common.
Fall behind now to 1-2.
But it was always kind of sad. Like, they didn't have anything that even sounded like my last name. So it just got to the point where I'd have to
low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
go first name and then no last name. They announced me as Reed, maybe.
He's had a couple of pretty good looks at it at the
Go for like a nickname.
Fly ball out to
deep.
straightaway center. Victorino is in pursuit.
Victorino's like a
Makes the
vacuum
play,
out there
and there
tonight.
are 2 gone now.
Not that these balls are hard to catch, except for that one that he dove for.
Derek Lowe is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. This is in the air out to right field. Abreu.
Yeah, the Phillies were good. Like, they had a good lineup back then. I don't know if they had Rollins and Utley. I can't tell if that's part of, like, the little peak of 06, 07 that this guy put in with, like, Daisuke and people like that. But, like, I know the Yankees have Cano. So, like, that is a nice little touch to have, you know, more prime stars, but that wasn't the point, so it's whatever. But this Phillies team is a good team. Tomei was still decent. Pat Burrell was good. Abreu was good. Victorino was good. Their pitching wasn't the best. They have Cole Hamels. I don't know if Cole Hamels pitched in before.
He is attacking hitters in this one. Another first pitch strike right there.
And the other thing too is I talked about my hitting. If it's in the strike zone, I'm swinging. I try to keep all my pitches in the strike zone. I challenge guys all day.
A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that
just so
one
that
off,
way,
and he'll get
you
another
know,
chance.
if they swing, pitch to contact. I try to not throw good pitches to hit, obviously.
Solid base hit for him, his first of the afternoon.
But the same time, you know, if they're not going to swing, like if it's predetermined that they're taking a pitch,
So a
I
runner
want
at
that pitch to be in the
first
zone
with
so I
one
can get
out
ahead of
now.
them.
And here's the versatile outfielder, Shane Victorino. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Now a swing and an easy fly ball out toward right center. Nixon calls for it. 2 down.
I do a thing. It's
Well,
a nice little time
the
killer.
only
It can be
good
entertaining
news that
sometimes.
comes out of this at-bat is that he stayed
I'll
out of
take,
the double play. Other than that,
I'll
this
go into
at-bat
player
really didn't achieve
editor.
a whole lot.
Brett Myers
And
started to
I'll
go
take a
around,
few
but
guys
it's a
from each
called
team.
strike, 0-1.
Usually at least
Here's one
3.
that
Like
misses
on the
high.
Orioles,
It's
I took Chris
1-1.
Davis, Adam Jones, Machado. The Red Sox will do it for like
And he
everyone since
pumps the
they're my
fastball
team.
by him here,
But,
1-2
and I'll
now.
take their stats and I'll max out all their
Swung
hitting,
on and missed, and
power,
that's the final
contact,
out of the inning.
all that stuff.
Phillies
I'll
strand
max it
one
out and I'll
through
save that
5.
roster as a separate roster so I have like, you know,
Johnny
solid
Damon
couple
will
of guys, like,
strike
you know,
forward
50,
now.
60
He's
guys.
bounced out a couple of times already here in the ball
with,
game.
you know, 99
Just a
power.
little off on
And I'll
his
just do
earlier
derbies,
swings,
home run
guys.
derbies with them.
Got to keep that top hand palm up through
Like,
contact.
it's
Keep
interesting when you have, you
rolling.
know,
And that'll get down for
like
a base
Mike
hit.
Trout
So
versus
he goes
Mookie
after
Betts
the
in a home
first
run
pitch,
derby
and it's
face-off.
early trouble here this
Trout
half
puts
of
up
the inning.
32, Betts puts up 33. And, you know, if you go to Colorado, you're hitting balls 520
We'll see
feet.
how they play it with that leadoff man on base.
Time killer can be
And in
entertaining.
this situation, you've got to move that runner to
Who doesn't love
second
the
any way
long
you
ball?
can. So
Ooh,
we're gonna
nice
see how
play.
they
It's
decide
short
to
by
play it right
Rollins.
here.
Leaps high as he
Thought that
makes
would've been
the
overset for
catch.
sure.
Well done.
Oh, you know this ball had base hit written all over it. And for as hard as it was hit, it may have even made it into the alley.
Ooh.
But that's a nice job.
I feel like they added a lot of new animations too, like between follow-throughs after swings and then plays in the outfield. Pitchers getting hyped up after a big strikeout. Things
Into
like
the
that.
box, David Ortiz, as he'll go after the first pitch and send a ground ball down to third.
They added new
On to
running
first
animations
as
that you
they
can
get the double play.
pick in your customization for Road to the Show.
And at the top of the order, Jimmy Rollins
Yeah,
gets
get some
things
up in the
started
pen.
here in the 6th for
Didn't
the
like Timlin up. I haven't
hometown
used
team.
Tim yet this
And
year.
guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things
Derek
started.
Lowe's been pitching
set
good,
the
except for that
table
one
for a
mistake
little bit of
against
a
Tomei.
round.
And he'll power
Couple
in
of
a
base hits,
fastball that
about
time at
3 hits.
94 for strike
This has been a
one.
great
And
start
you
for
can see
Lowe.
him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2
Lowe and Arroyo are
strikeouts
questionable
already.
for me. I don't
He's
know
gotta
if they're
be
going to do good or
careful
bad
not to
this year.
fall too far behind.
A quick
Like I know
out
Pedro
number
and
one.
Schilling probably going to have good years. Those are 2 aces right there.
Polanco will
And
stand in
then
now. He
Wakefield,
singled and struck out
I'm not
in 2
expecting
trips.
too much from. I'm expecting a
First
decent
pitch
year
is a
because he's a
slider
knuckleball,
called for a
so you
strike.
can just
And if he's getting
you know,
tired,
dance that
it's
around
not showing
all
in
day
his
long.
slider.
But,
That pitch is still as
you know,
tight as
it's
it
always
was
hit or
in the
miss with the
second inning.
knuckleball. Either you're going to give up 3
0-2
home
now.
runs in an inning because of that thing, or you're going to strike out 12 guys. So
Can't quite get
that's what I'm
around
expecting
in
from
time to
Wakefield.
keep
But
it
Lowe and
fair, it
Arroyo,
remains 0-2.
Arroyo more than Lowe. Lowe I know was pretty good, but
And he missed
Yeah,
with it.
that's
It's
good.
1-2.
Well, you know, when you're behind an account like this, it's all about changing your approach at the plate. You
But
gotta
right
shorten
now,
up a little
this
bit,
starts
just
any
look to put
indication.
the ball in play.
Lowe's gonna have a good year
And he
too.
struck him
I don't know
out.
why Lowe's
And there's
33 and
strikeout
Veritek
number
isn't, but
11 in the ballgame.
I'm not too worried about the numbers, especially if they're close. Like
And
Veritek's
now,
usually
Bobby
33,
Abreu.
but he's 35, so that's close enough.
As he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls in
I
a
had a
strike.
team once where Ortiz and Bryce Harper ended up on the same team. It was like a
That's
draft,
taken. Now it's 0-2.
and
it looks like the
Ortiz's
scouting
number
report
changed to
says,
35.
"Work this guy away."
That part did
A
kind of.
swing and a
My
miss.
God,
That
so many
retires the
strikeouts.
side, and
That kind of
will
did
do it.
irk me a little there with
3
all
up,
this.
3 down for Philadelphia.
The number change there because it was like one off. And like
Manny
Ortiz, I feel like if
Ramirez
anything, Ortiz should have got it. He was here
come forward now to begin
first.
the
But
7th inning in what's been a very briskly played
whatever.
ball game here tonight.
And that's what happens when you get 2 starters that are on top of their game.
this is what I mean
Great
too. You'll
pitching,
see
great defense,
a lot of
not
first pitch
base runners,
outs,
and
a couple double
very
plays here or
even game
there.
through 6 innings.
Like it's one away in the 7th. He has under
Victorino
50
is
pitches.
there to put this one away, and it takes just one
So-
pitch to record the first out of the 7th.
I'm dropping down to beginner.
Jason
That's one thing I
Veritek
don't like about
will stand in
dynamic,
again.
actually, now
He's
that I think
flown out
about
in
it.
each of his first 2
I
plate
could just be having a bad
appearances
day,
thus
or the
far.
pitcher could be having a
He'll
good
start
day.
him here with a
It's
changeup,
gonna
but
drop
it's
me down to
taken for
beginner.
ball 1.
Like I play on veteran when I'm just trying to play. Like with this, I'm trying to
Chop
keep it,
foul
you know.
at the plate, strike 1.
Like when I'm just trying to play and I don't care if I win, you know, 4 straight games, like 9-1. I'll keep it on veteran, but with this,
And he
it's like
turns on this one and yanks it foul and back
I'll
out
probably
of
keep it
play.
on all-star.
runs, 4 hits.
It's
And
dynamic.
no errors
I don't
for the
like
Red
if it
Sox to this
decreases
point.
too far to make it too easy.
Hit to short.
Like I said, he's just having a good time right
Rollins
now.
is
Like
there.
he's on.
In time to first,
You know, he
and
gave
there
up
are
a
2 away.
mistake pitch to Manny for a 2-run shot, but he's having a good game.
Nixon
I'm not having a
will
bad
step
game. I
in
don't think
now.
I can
He's
put the bat on the
bounced out
ball.
and flown out
Got a
in
couple
his
of base
first
hits
2
if that
plate
matter.
appearances. Swing, and
Like
he
that, like
pulls
those,
the
these are
fastball
solid,
high in the
you know,
air toward
outs.
Deep right center.
It's deep in the alley. They're just
Is going to have
still
room
outs.
out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Jim Tomei will stand in again as we flash you back
All right,
to earlier.
so
He's
I'm
accounted
gonna-
for their only runs of the ball game on
I'm gonna
one
ready and
swing
waiting
of the bat,
Timlin.
and
Is there anyone I
this was the
haven't
swing
used
right
yet?
here.
Other than Falk and Papelbon, because both games weren't save situations, and I don't want to use Papelbon at all. I want Terry Adams.
Couple of righties starting to
I'm gonna keep
loosen
blowout
now
to
in
start
the
the
bullpen.
7th. If he gives up a base runner, I'll pull him.
Pound the strike zone. He's throwing a first
I don't care if it's an
strike
error.
to
Someone gets on, he's
90% of the
done.
batters he's faced. Look how late we are into this ball game. And
God,
that's the
another
difference for him.
strikeout.
Got him. As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts.
Like,
now.
how is it still on rookie? And I don't like that it started at rookie either. I feel like it should have started like in the middle and worked its way from there, and not start out easy and you blow your way through half the game. More than half the game at this
Circle
rate.
change and a beauty. It's 0-2. You have to say they've really had a good game plan for attacking the 3, 4, 5 hitters all game long.
I don't know if I want to
think
change
the
it
only thing
now
that's
or
better than a
just finish the game
plan
off with
has
it and
been
then
the
change it
execution
after.
of that game plan. You're exactly right. They've held this lineup at bay.
I think I'll keep it, just for OCD's sake, too. Fuck. I keep hitting slider thinking it's sinker. Putting it in
Out
the
in
wrong
front of
spot.
that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2.
Now you want slider.
Hit hard up the middle.
Yep.
A
All right.
diving try, but he can't haul it in. It's through for a base hit.
There's Damon winding up the throw. And still, not bad of a throw, actually. Yeah, that'll do it for Low.
Burl will dig in for the 3rd time now. He
Oh,
struck out
Mike
and bounced
Timlin.
out in his first 2 trips. Mike
Timlin was a
Timlin
solid bullpen
come on
guy.
now as he inherits a runner at first with already 1 out in the inning. Pat Burl
I might
started
give
to go
Timlin more
around,
of
but it's
a
called
like a Justin
strike, 0-1.
Masterson type.
A look here at the hits per side here in the late
wind
going.
up.
It's swung
I feel like
on
Timlin
and
always
hit in
swung
the
his
air
arm out a
toward
lot.
the line and right. And a terrific effort out there as he's
Not
able
that he
to
was like a
chase that
sidearmer,
long way for
like
the
Masterson
second out.
sort of was, but
Mike Lieberthal will come forward now. He has
Where was
flied
Timlin
out
a
and
sidearmer?
singled so far.
who was the?
And that's
oh.
in there for strike 1. 2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first.
I
Swing
see. I
and
can
a
count on
ball
Timlin for at
foul
least
right
another
at home
inning
plate.
too. His stamina setting is 39, so I know I can use him for the 8th,
Shot
and then
foul at the plate, and we'll do it again.
I don't know. If, it depends on how the 8th goes. I can even get the 9th out of him if we're still
Did a
tied.
good job to shorten up and
Or if a
protect the
blowout
plate,
hits, then I
and
can
he'll have
get a
another
3-out
shot
save
at it
in.
here.
The
Throws in
Timlin
for
sinker.
strike
Ooh,
3, and
that was a bad
retires
call,
the
but I'll take
side.
that any day.
1 left for
That's up falling
Philadelphia.
off a little here.
Score remains. Bill Mueller will stand in to start out there.
Oh, yeah, they got Billy Wagner. I forgot about
starter
that.
Still out there. and
He
he's
was a great
definitely been
bullpen
a
guy.
tough nut to crack.
Closer.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it.
Yeah,
is that
he's
he
only
got
halfway through his
himself
energy,
A
almost.
nice lead
A little
early on.
past.
That's allowed him to not really worry about.
Oh,
Ooh,
hang
Bill
on now. This
Miller.
ball is
Flip that
smoked
bat,
to
sir.
right,
Deep into
and
the
I don't
Philadelphia
think this
night.
one's coming back. No chance. It's gone.
That'll take the lead 3-2. Is that his second
A
home run of the
solo
year?
shot
His
here to
first.
straightaway right field as the Red Sox have taken a
Find out, but
3-2 lead.
he killed that one. That was deep. Deep, especially for a guy like Bill Miller. 418 feet out of the usually the 8th hole, but
Boy,
considering there's no DH
For
to the
how
7th
well
hole.
he's pitched so far, it's hard to believe that he could stand to be the losing pitcher, but that's the scenario he
They'll do it
faces
for
now.
him.
as
He can bring
he
it
serves
in.
up the lead
Ryan
on this home
Madsen.
run.
He's still in the lead.
Madsen will come on out of the bullpen as he'll
Thing.
be appearing in his 3rd game
No, yeah, he's
this
on the
season.
Royals.
Standing in now, Mark Bellhorn, as he can't catch up on a fastball at the letters, and it's strike 1.
Well, he'll lean pretty heavily on that fastball. Why not? It's a big one.
Line drive
Nice,
to center
okay.
field, and that's in for his
Runner at
second
first,
hit of
nobody
the
out. Do I
afternoon.
sacrifice with Timlin and use him in the 8th, or do I pinch hit Who would I pinch hit? Who's on the mound? Madsen's a righty. Millar's not bad against righties. Kapler's not bad. Euclid isn't bad. The best bet would be Millar. Man, this is tough. Who am I going to use in the 8th? Yeah, I'm going to pinch hit. Well, it's like it's sacrifice. Get Bellhorn over, and then sorry about that. I had to talk to one of my parents. I'm still trying to think this one through here. I don't know if I want to sacrifice an out, get Bellhorn over in the top of the order. I want to use Kevin Millar. No, we're going to go Millar.
Kevin Millar will come on to pinch hit now with a runner at first and nobody out.
That's one stance I wish they had in the game. They don't have Millar's stance. Anything close to.
Gets on top of one here and chops it.
The other thing too
right
is this is a nitpicking thing for me too, but the little practice swing there beforehand when you hit the X button, they don't have all theirs anymore. Like I specifically can remember what Veritex was in all the other show games that he was in before he retired. Now they just have generic ones. They have the actual stance, but the generic pre-swing.
Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again.
Whatever.
A little bit off the outside. It's 1-2.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna get someone else to come
On the outer edge. Can't help it.
get my highest overall up.
Nobody
Like
out,
Myers.
runner on first.
Didn't Myers pitch for the Yankees?
Oh, this is hit to third. Will it be 2?
Really should have sacrificed by the looks of it.
And a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out.
Tired. Oh.
Ready now, Johnny Damon. He singled his last time up.
Nah, I'm not gonna bunt. There's 2 outs.
Hit hard up the middle.
Oh, that was
He
worth
gets
it.
down, and he's got himself a base hit.
So, you know, like he has 90 speed. This is a great steal opportunity.
Orlando Cabrera gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries.
Normally I wouldn't go, but since I called myself on it out, I think I
off
will.
for second. Pitch swung on and missed the throw.
No throw. Wow.
And no throw, as it turns out, as he takes second with ease.
Don't want to risk an error is my only guess, because I don't know why they wouldn't have threw there. Might have even got him.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. Here's a line drive.
Oh, let's go.
Into left center. Will that get the job done? It's a base hit. The run
Nice
scores
RBI
from
for
second.
Cabrera. That's huge.
4-2.
Insurance in the 8th.
Todd Jones is out
And a
from
new
the
pitcher.
bullpen now as he'll be making his first appearance of this young season. Now some movement
try and
out
break
in
it
the
open.
Phillies
Poppy, go
bullpen as
yard.
A lefty and a right-hander start to loosen. Hit
Ooh,
hard on the ground to
I wanted
second.
that curve.
Utley's up with it. And how about that right out of the bullpen? A ground ball on.
All right, but we got the 2-run lead now. Let's go. 2 runs, I'll go Terry Adams. Sit him down, warm up Fulk. We'll go Terry Adams.
Terry Adams will come on in relief.
4-1, I
as he'll
would've
make
went
his
Myers.
second appearance of the season so far.
Terry Adams.
Shane Victorino stands in as he checks his swing here for strike 1. And it's quickly 0-2. High in the air out to center field. Damon has a beat on it. He's got it one
It's weird
away.
to think we almost had A-Rod as a Red Sox. So glad we
Chris
didn't.
Coast will stand in now as he'll be getting his first plate appearance in this one here in the 8th.
Like, not even
Righty
because of the whole
against righty
steroid
as
thing.
this
Just
is
I don't
taken
like
for a
him
ball.
as a
It's
player.
1-0.
Don't know him anything about him as a
Just missing
person, but he
here,
kept
2-0.
lying and then he got caught.
A little
That's
unlucky
another
here to be
scumbag thing
behind
about him.
2-0. Those first couple of pitches haven't missed by a whole lot.
Also, too, we
Ready
would have
to
gotten rid
deal.
of
Here's the 2-1.
Manny and
Line softly toward the hole.
I can't remember who the
and
pitcher
this will be
was.
put
There was a
away
pitcher that was
easily
supposed to
for
go
the
too,
out.
I think.
The shortstop,
Like Nomar.
number 11.
God,
Two
we
gone,
needed
and
to get rid
Jimmy
of Nomar.
Rollins
So glad
will
we did
stand
too.
in, and they've done a good job keeping him off.
It's weird to
base
think
at
that
the top
Nomar
of
was
the
on the Red
lineup.
Sox in
He's
04.
0 for
Like,
3
he could have
thus
easily
far.
been a part of that
And
team
he gets
that
ahead
won the
here with the
series.
fastball, strike one.
Well, then again, maybe they wouldn't have.
Called
But,
strike 2 with the letters. 0-2 now.
you know, it's all these
And
butterfly
this is
effect type
fouled
things.
back
Like,
and out of play.
oh, if they
Getting late, 4-2
didn't get
our
rid of
score
Nomar,
as
would
we
they have
play
won?
the 8th inning. Again, he sends it out of play. Swing and a miss.
There we go.
Blew the
A lot of
fastball
strikeouts for
right
them tonight.
by him, and the inning is
We're gonna
over.
get the sweep in
Phillies down
Philadelphia
in order.
here. They
Back
added
in the
this
city
too.
of
This is for
brotherly
every.
love with Major League
city.
Baseball on the show.
They show actual real footage from each town or
Leading
city.
off the inning, Manny Ramirez, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning.
Right.
Ramirez.
Grounded back up the middle.
Get there. Oh, damn it.
Throw on to
Ooh,
first for the
pretty
out,
close
and
on
that
this.
is how the 9th inning gets underway.
The batter. Catcher.
Yeah, see, like, this is
Jason
tech stance,
Varitek
but that's
stands
not
into
what
the
his,
box. He
like,
could really use a knock here. 0 for
pre-swing
3
was.
in the game so far. The fastball here as they'll take a look at ball.
That's another
one,
OCD thing for me.
1-0.
I have to hit it as many times as I can before it doesn't allow me to.
Oh,
Why did I
much
swing
too
at that?
tardy on the fastball.
It looks
1-1.
rising.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty darn good job.
So if you let me hit it there twice, I'm gonna hit it twice.
Right side hit hard,
Nice.
and this will get through into right, and he's aboard.
I don't know why they don't throw to first from the outfield more often. Slow
And
guy
now
running.
there's no happier
Yeah,
person
first career
in
major
the
league hit.
ballpark. Jason
That's funny.
Varitek has just recorded his first hit as a big leaguer, and as you'd expect would happen, there's the ball being sent into the. Hang
Ooh,
on, this
Nixon.
is hit deep into right center. This looks to have enough, and
See
it
you
does.
later.
A home run.
That's the benefit of swinging in a lot of pitches. That's not something I would
So it's
consider
a
people
two-run
to swing
shot
at
to right
all the
center
time.
as they open it up to 6-2
But-
now.
Well, I'm kind of upset because I wanted to use Folk for the save. You know, 3 straight games without a save is rough.
Wow, these guys have really come in here and just put it to this pitching staff. We've seen guys jumping on pitches like this all game long. And this
No,
is
I'm still gonna
extend
use
that
Folk
lead
in the
out to
ninth,
4
just to get him an
runs here
inning.
at the top of the ninth, and that may turn out to be more than enough to finish this one off.
This is pulled into
Get
right.
down? No.
This will not
And then I'm
get
definitely
out
going to get rid of
there
this whole
deep enough
dynamic
as it's
thing and
run
just
down
stick
by
it to
the right
All-Star
fielder
or
in the
Hall of
alley for
Fame.
the second out.
Not Legendary, or whichever one's the highest.
Mark
Not that one for
Bellhorn
sure.
ready for another at bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far. And that swung on and missed for strike 1. Smoke the other way, high and deep.
Tell me
to
that's gonna
left.
get out.
Burl going
Oh,
back on
almost.
it. He's there to make the play, and
Well,
that'll retire
add on 2
the
more
side.
here in the ninth, thanks to the Trot Nixon 2-run
Two
shot.
come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this.
Bottom of the
Striding
ninth
in
up
to start
4,
the ninth,
not a save
Polanco.
situation, but
And
we're
they'll
putting
need
it
him to
in.
get something going here. Keith Folk is out from the bullpen now as he'll be making his first appearance of this young season.
Keith Folk's got his pitching
Start
lineup, that's
things
nice.
off here in the ninth. No sign of the closer just yet here in a
Oh yeah,
4-run
technically
ball
Folk's
game.
not my
Yeah,
closer,
I think
so
they'd love to get
they're
him
not
a
going to
day
shit
off
on me
here,
for bringing him
so
a
they're gonna
closer
hope
with a
that
4-run
his
lead.
services aren't required to finish this one off.
And
Technically,
reined in,
Papelbon's
one
my
away.
closer.
Bobby Abreu will stand in, needing to do something here to get on base as they're down to their final 2 outs.
Paint that.
Sinker to open the AB in there for strike 1. And this
Slider.
catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
Yeah, and even though that's a tough one to
I don't
get
remember
on
Folk's
top of,
fastball
I
being
think
that
you'd
good.
say he got away with one
94,
right there.
but whatever.
That's in too good a location when the matchup's not in your favor.
Number 25.
Jim Tomei is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. And
Final
here's
strike
a
tonight.
Swing and a miss, so the
0-2
Phils are
to
down to
Tomei.
what could be their final strike
Thanks for
now.
playing.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out,
Well,
and that'll do it here. As
Start the
ball
season
game
3-0,
is over.
sweeping the
And you know what? I
Phillies
don't care
in
who you're
Philadelphia.
playing. You know, it's never easy to go out on the road and
See what we get
win
for player of the
any
game. I'm
So
guessing
that was
it'll
a
be
great
Derek
effort
Lowe.
by them in
Someone
every
picking up the
phase of
win.
game.
I'm guessing it'll be
And
Low though
fellas, as
still.
always, a few guys we could have chosen
no,
from, but out of
Manny.
everybody, that's the man who
1
stands
for
out in
4
my
with a
book.
2-run
He's
shot.
our
He's the
top
player of the
player
game.
of the game.
Yeah, he only had
Oh
one
well,
hit,
I
but
definitely would have
he
picked
definitely
low,
made
but
it count.
that's just
Big
me.
home run that turned out to be the decisive blow in the ballgame.
Got a chunk of XP there. 10 hits, 6 runs. They only had 4 hits, 2 runs. Ooh, NXT takeovers tonight. Forgot about that at 10. All right, well, I'm gonna call it at that. I was gonna do another game, but I need to eat some food. So this was part 1. Each part will probably be a few games. Might do a few simulations here or there. Like I said, I'll probably pop up on a few other teams every once in a while. But wow, even the projected or the free agent acquisitions are like Seattle picked up Ichiro, LA with Beltre, Cleveland with Cliff Lee. See what we got for free agents here. If there's any familiar names. No free agent closers. I mean, if they were free agents back then, they're probably not going to ring a bell with me. Like I said, I was just getting into the league back then. I was just wondering if he kept like the modern day free agents, or is that guy really small and have a big head, or is that just me? 5'8". So yeah, 3-0. So each team's doing. The Yankees were good back then. Yeah, they're ranked first overall. They're first in everything except for speed by the looks of it. We're 5th overall. We got good pitching and power. The Orioles weren't good back then. The Rays weren't good back then. The Blue Jays weren't good back then. So, yeah, at least used to just be us, Red Sox and Yankees. The Orioles were horrible back then, too, so I'm surprised that they started 3-0. Tigers weren't that good. I'm surprised they started 3-0. Indians weren't bad, but it was all about the White Sox and the Twins back then. Twins better. White Sox the best, obviously. Central. I'm surprised the A's are that good. I remember it being the Angels, or Angels 6th overall. Astros were really good back then, too. Wow, Astros are probably the best well-rounded team. I don't know how they're not first overall. Just because they're not maxed out. They got the speed, though. Mariners didn't do good, and the Rangers didn't do good. The Braves, yeah, let's see. I'm trying to remember. The Braves were the kingpins in the East. The Mets weren't bad. And the Phillies weren't bad, but the Nationals and the Marlins, ugh. Well, actually, no, the Marlins were still good. They were coming off that World Series win. The Phillies weren't bad either. The NL East was pretty good. Cardinals were good. They made it to the World Series. The Reds weren't good. I remember the Pirates weren't good. The Cubs were good. The Cubs had, like, Derek Lee, Aramis Ramirez, Corey Patterson, Sammy Sosa. The Brewers worst overall. I thought the Royals would have been worse, but whatever. NL West. I don't remember who's the best there. All not the best teams either. Take a look at some of these rosters really quick before I go to. Why does Pedro look short with a big head too? Huh. Weird. Miguel Tejada on the Orioles, yep. Pedro on the Red Sox. Pedro's 99 overall. Wow. Look at some of these guys, like A-Rod, a lot better. Damn, the Yankees have a good line there. Who? Orlando Hernandez. Oh, I remember him. Okay. I don't think Scott Kazmir was on the Rays back then. Like Fred McGriff, a legend. Still there. Halladay was a Blue Jay. Delgado was still a Blue Jay. Burley, Konerko, Frank Thomas, Maglia Ordonez. All they needed was Jermaine Dye. And, hit another bat I can't think of, though. They don't have Podsednik either yet. Carlos Gonzalez, like, is that Cargo? Little Pony Cargo? No, that's a different one. Cliff Lee, Sabathia's hurt. Pulled leg muscle, 1 to 6 days. Victor Martinez, he was good. Sizemore was like the next big thing. Not in '04, but he was Pudge, he was still good. Verlander, Anderson, Fernando Rodney, Joel Zamaya, Brandon Inge, lat muscle strain. Yeah, the Royals didn't have anyone. Mike Sweeney, he was like their best hitter. They did have Zach Greinke though, but he wasn't as good as he is now. Morneau was good, decent hitter. Joe Mauer, just coming around. Pat Neshek was around back then? No, he wasn't. Vlad Guerrero, probably one of the best 5-tool all-around players you could ever have. Bartolo was on the Angels, and he was like, people talk about Bartolo being good now, but you know that's partially a joke. But back then, he was actually really good. K-Rod, as far as K-Rod's overall is not higher. New women's title? Oh. Not what I was expecting. Troy Gloss on the Angels, he was decent still. Irvin Santana. Oh yeah, Eckstein was on the Angels. Barry Zito. Barry Zito was one of the best pitchers back then. Eric Chavez was a great player. Mark Mulder was a good pitcher. Okay, yeah, I guess, yeah, the A's were good. I don't know why I didn't think they were. Ichiro, probably the best contact hitter. Speed and an arm like you wouldn't believe. J.J. Putz used to be a good closer. I remember him. Jamie Moyer used to be a good pitcher. Raul Ibanez. Edgar Martinez. Randy Wynn was fast. Yeah, he had good speed. Soriano, another great play. I think Soriano was supposed to be better than he ended up being. Not that he ended up being bad, but Michael Young, great contact. Teixeira just coming up in his prime. Was Wilkes on the Rangers back then? No, he wasn't. Kenny Rogers was a good pitcher. I remember him. Hank Blaylock was okay. Roger Clemens, one of the best pitchers ever. Steroids or not. Jeff Bagwell, great hitter. Craig Biggio, great hitter. Oswald, great pitcher. Yeah, jeez, the Astros were great. Except they weren't in the AL West back then. They were in the NL Central. That's what threw me off. Damn. Look at that team. Like, my God. That's an unbelievable team when you think about it. Like, if you had all these guys in their prime, how do they not win a World Series? The Jones brothers on the Braves. John Smoltz. Brian McCann. Braves were a good team. They had that streak of winning the East. Josh Beckett was good. Miggy just coming up. Dontrelle Willis was great. Paul LaDuca wasn't bad. Mike Lowell. Remember him from '07. Nationals didn't really have anyone. Talk to my parents again. Tom Glavine, Mike Piazza, Jose Reyes, David Wright, pulled leg muscle. Cliff Floyd, he was still around. Mike Cameron's on the DL. Broken ankle. Oof. Tomei was still good. Wagner was good. Abreu was good. Utley. Hamels wasn't around then, but Burrow was good. Millwood was good. Rollins was good. I don't know if Rollins was around then. Yeah, Rollins was around then. Maddox and Sosa. I don't know if Presley is. Kerry Wood, Zambrano, Nomar, Derek Lee. Matt Clement was pretty okay. Dempster was okay, but he's a closer. Yeah, he's a closer. Moises Alou, Kosuke Fukudome, Terrio. I don't know if half of those guys were around, but like they were good. Todd Hollandsworth. Like, yeah, the Cubs. How did the Cubs not win the World Series that year? LOL. Griffey Jr., probably the greatest player of all. Natural all-around player of all time. Like, no steroids, and he was the 5-tool. Herring was good. Larkin. Dunn. Edwin. Oh, yeah, Edwin Encarnacion was on the Reds at one point. Not in 04, but at least I don't think. And Sheets, Ricky Weeks, excuse me. Brewers weren't that good. They had Podsednik. He wasn't bad, though. Jason Bay. Pretty much all that stands out on the Pirates. Pujols. Huge numbers back then. Carpenter was good. Edmonds good. Larry Walker good. Yachty just coming up was good. Renteria was coming down. He's still good. Womack wasn't bad. Isringhausen wasn't bad. Damn. That's a squad for you. Rick Ankiel. Johnson's still on the Diamondbacks. One of the best pitchers around still. Luis Gonzalez, great hitting. Brandon Webb was dirty. I don't know if he was on in 04, but he was dirty when he was around. Richie Sexton. I don't know if Tulo wasn't around in 04, but he was good still. Helton, Holiday, Jason Jennings. Hey, I know a Jason Jennings. Beltray, Steve Finley. Eric Gagne before he went to the Red Sox and became shit. Trevor Hoffman, one of the greatest closers of all time. Jake Peavy, great pitcher back then. David Wells, who I was talking about earlier. Barry Bonds on the Giants. Yep. Matt Cain. So yeah, there's the JT Snow. I remember him. Jason Schmidt was a good pitcher. Yes, there's the majority of the teams there. Or the majority of the players on the teams there. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of the 2004